What's up, guys?
Yo, what up, what up?
So this is going to be the In Gym podcast. And so, hey.
Look at the setup.
So this is going to be the setup, and we're definitely going to, continue to improve it as we go along. So, the goal is to get some, maybe couches in here and make it a little bit more comfier.
Yeah, we're going to make it look nice.
Yeah, I actually think I should move this a little bit closer so I can see who's joining us. So, 1 second.
Yo, but we're going to go over some things today. What we've been doing inside and outside of the gym. Just to keep you guys updated. Like I said, I'm going to try to give you some daily, weekly news. Abby's fucking with the camera like a dummy. And look at her. Yeah, look what she does. Just what she does every day.
Cool. So, hey.
Yo, we're live, dude. You are live. You are on. You're getting recorded.
I know. I'm live. Okay, so, I'm trying to make sure this video is, on point. There we go.
Yeah, but now you're looking at your Instagram camera, and there's 3 cameras that are the main focus.
I just want to see who's joining and stuff, but that's okay. So, basically, all we wanted to talk about today was a couple things. We're going to talk about a cool new show that Justin and I have been watching, just because I love to recommend shows. Movies is not really my thing, but TV shows, TV series is definitely my thing. But we just want to kind of introduce you guys to the new podcast studio. We got a lot of lighting in here, so it took a lot of setup. Probably doesn't look that fancy, but this took a lot of setup. So
it wasn't that bad.
No.
Some of the stuff was already set up. And then basically, the Christmas tree was already there. I put this little light in behind me.
Yeah, Justin bought this little light.
Bottom.
Where did you get the idea to get those little mini lights? So he's got a little mini green and red light on the
video lights. So I bought those on Amazon.
Turn so they can see it.
They can see it.
Yeah. So these little mini lights right here on the shelves was something that
They're
Justin had bought.
the Ulanzi something. I don't know. They're like mini lights. They're rechargeable, which is cool, and the battery lasts pretty long. So you can use them for videos, you can use them for photos, or you can use them to light your set. And I got the idea on YouTube.
Nice. YouTube.
Yeah,
everybody YouTubes everything nowadays. Seriously. Last night.
YouTube University.
We were talking to my brothers, my twin brothers, and we were just talking to them about their business and how that's going. And they just really shocked me because they just bought this dump truck and they've been working on it. And they were just talking about pulling it apart and stuff. And I was like, where did you guys learn how to work on this dump truck? Or just trucks in general, pulling apart engines and shit. And they were like, oh, YouTube. And I'm like, what? So it's pretty much we don't even need schooling anymore, guys.
Yeah,
okay?
I learned a lot of things on YouTube.
Don't
how to
waste
take
money on college.
These videos like you're watching right here in the background. Everything I've pretty much learned in the past, I would say 10 years is pretty much from YouTube and other just normal people like you and I.
Someone?
Yo, invite them on the party.
I did.
But yeah, so the lighting makes a big difference on these videos. So last time I recorded, it was a little blown out. I didn't have lights on. I had all the correct lighting now, and it seems to make a big difference on what it looks like. Yeah. So we have someone live with us.
You should just mute your noise that way.
I didn't know you can do this.
Oh, hey, that's Scott.
Yo, what up, Scott? What up, Sarisha? They working.
Right. I don't know if she meant to actually join us or if that was an accident. So anyways, back to the podcast set. So Justin has now committed me to 2 podcasts. Wow, we're getting a lot of joiners. Hey, what's up?
We do a podcast every Friday at 2. That one's
2:30.
live at a studio, which is really cool.
Yep.
One of my clients actually that I've been training for a while now, and his wife and his whole family. They blessed us with the podcast studio, which is really cool. Yeah,
so we get to use that podcast studio, and every Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m., we do our one podcast, Operation Hustle. And I just actually went on this live podcast. It's called Streamers Marketplace.
I forget. They hit us up to join on a show to kind of network with other podcasters.
Yeah, so basically we went on there and just networked with other podcasters. We're actually supposed to be calling a couple of people today that we got connected with, some people that are also in the fitness industry.
At some point in time.
Really excited, at some point in time. We're super busy, but we're really interested in, interviewing them, just getting to know what they do. But so this whole point of getting on this podcast was to... was to just connect with other people, connect with other podcasters, be able to get interviewed on other podcasters' show. And that's how you just get more exposure. And that's how you just, get more known, and more people end up listening to your podcast because they found you maybe on somebody else's. But so, on Operation Hustle, kind of like our audience and like our goal with that podcast is to kind of like interview, hustlers, entrepreneurs, small business owners, just people who have some really cool stories.
It's all about the hustle.
Yep, it's all about that hustle. And then we talk about different things that pertain to the hustle, right? So just like motivation, we talk about discipline, routine, productivity, time management. We've talked about depression and anxiety, because all of that relates to the hustle, really, because all of those things can either affect or drive the hustle. So that's mainly the main goal of Operation Hustle, is to talk about those things under that umbrella. But we're kind of trying to figure out our way here with this podcast at the gym. One of the things that we do know that we want to do with this podcast is that we want to really interview some of the clients and do a little bit more testimonials, because that 2 to 2:30 slot can kind of be really hard to interview people there.
Yeah, this gives us a lot of opportunity to interview a lot more people.
Yeah, so we're going to
local business owners.
Yeah, local business
clients.
owners, clients. We're right next to the Angry Elephant, so shout out to the Angry Elephant.
Angry Elephant tattoos.
Right. And so we're hoping to get not only maybe Gene and Beth, if they agree, that would be awesome. But they're super busy themselves, the owners of Angry Elephant, and then some of the artists. So like we train a couple of the artists and even the piercer over there. So we'd love to get all of them on.
Matt,
yep, they got
Nikki.
some great personalities. Nikki, shout out to Nikki Moon. Shout out to Jez.
I kind of want to bring these cameras down to their shop and do a podcast in their shop.
Get tattooed
while they're tattooing.
Podcasting.
Make them work while they're working.
That would be really sick. I mean, like, when have you seen a podcast where somebody is getting tattooed and they're podcasting at the same time?
I've seen one actually before, but it is a good idea.
Hey.
And then I have another idea of doing like a workout podcast where it's all going to be intertwined in the same, gym podcast that we're doing. But
right.
The idea would be when I get my wireless mics in is to run workouts with either whoever we're interviewing, or like we kind of just work out together and we
just
do
shoot
a
the
podcast
shit and
while we're working out.
Right.
And that
when we're
one
all
will be a
hyped
little
up,
bit longer. Those will probably be around an hour. It'll be the full workout. We can explain in depth what the workout is, what we're doing, and then we can just talk, shoot the shit like we do normally in the gym.
Yeah, because
like you normal humans do.
Jess and I are actually like really weird human beings. You just don't always get to see that side of us, but we're some pretty weird people.
Yeah, I'm
but
far
in a
from
fun
normal.
way. We got some fun personalities that
normal.
we'd like to showcase a little bit more and allow you guys to see that part of us. So that's kind of like the idea with this podcast. Then Justin's trying to commit me to another at-home marriage podcast, which is something totally separate. But who knows? We could be doing 3 podcasts here.
They're all kind of intertwined in the same, because we are the hosts of the podcast. So you're going to get a lot of the same material, but a lot of different stuff as well.
Right.
I
think a little bit more.
New, we're doing new. We just started doing this. We're 19 weeks into the other podcast, and it's going very well. We're getting a lot of views. We're getting a lot of traction.
Which is still not that much. I mean, 19 weeks is still not that long of a time of starting a podcast, So we're putting our foot in the, water and kind of trying out what as far as topics and things that we want to talk about in these separate podcasts, and how to kind of keep them different in a way where like you want to kind of listen to both. So that was just the idea on that. And then today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about a TV show that we want to recommend.
It's really freaking good.
Yes.
If you're not a fan of Will Smith, I will say it is worth watching just because of like the footage that they have, the cameras that they're using, and like the way that they make this look. They make real life look fake. Is how I would
what
explain
it's called, the TV series is called Welcome to Earth, and
really
National
good.
Geographic gave Will Smith a TV series where he ends up exploring the earth and going to the ends and the depths of the earth with just famous explorers, and it was just insane. One of the first episodes that really got me hooked right away was he had went and explored an active volcano with a blind man,
and the lava was like shooting up over the edges and shit. It was pretty wild. And like she said, the guy that was guiding on this tour with him was blind, and he's been blind since he was like 13. And
he went blind. He had some rare, wasn't it like some rare disease?
Yeah, some rare disease.
Where like he continued to lose vision, and so things just got blurrier and blurrier. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like I can't even imagine that. Like, you know, you're that young and like things are starting, like one day you're starting to see things clearly and the next day they become blurrier and blurrier until all of a sudden it's just gone, you know, and to see a man so positive, you know, I love meeting people and just coming in contact with and just watching stories of people overcoming obstacles, not only just because Justin and I have overcome our own obstacles in our own life, but just seeing what humans are actually capable of and just seeing how that we can adapt to you know, different obstacles as well just fascinates me.
Yeah, that guy was incredible. I mean, he's blind and he's climbing up mountains and crawling down active volcanoes and he can't fucking see. So the way he explained it is he explained it as his vision is better than it's ever been before by the way that he hears. So he can hear 360 all the way around him. And he envisions the way things are going to look based off how they feel through his body. So like the whole point of him bringing Will Smith into this volcano was to get him to feel that sound frequency through his body. And it was really interesting. They have a lot of cool stuff on there, and it's not just about traveling. It's about a lot more. And then they show what I like about it, too, is like in other episodes, I can't remember what they were doing in the volcano episode, but because we've watched a couple now, in other episodes, they're showing what Will Smith is doing with one explorer, and then they're going to a different scene, and they're showing another explorer what they're doing, where he's not necessarily with that explorer. Two other explorers, and it kind of like sub-stories it, but then it all ties in. They did a really good job of shooting it, like I said, and they did a really... The footage is insane. I mean, this one episode... If I can get my hands on one of those $8 million cameras. Yeah, okay. It's over. Never. Yeah. But anyways, so the one is a marine biologist, and she's actually like swimming with orcas, and I'm just like, how the hell did they catch this footage? Like, this is insane. And she says in this episode that the oxygen tanks actually cause way too much noise for her to be able to actually hear how loud the orca whales are when they communicate. So she goes diving with no gear. Yeah, she's a free diver. So insane. These divers can stay underwater. I think it's up to 20 minutes just by holding their breath. It takes a lot of training, a lot of different techniques you have to like go through to get to that point. But this lady was like it was like a mermaid. She was underwater forever. She looked like a mermaid. It was kind of creepy. They looked like aliens in the water, probably to the whales and shit. It was pretty creepy. Yeah, like what's crazy to me is that like she's this like probably I feel like here that would be the marine biologist and you'd be the whale. Like how are you that close to an orca whale and they didn't kill you? Extremely close to these whales and was like, I don't know, I would freak out. I don't like the ocean that much. It's cool, but I used to love the ocean when I was younger, and then when I started to figure out like what the fuck was in it, I'm like, nope. No longer love it. Way too much shit to go wrong. Like, I don't like dark water, okay? I'm all about that crystal clear water. Love it. You know what I mean? When I can see the bottom, not about that dark water. But it doesn't even matter, though. Like, there's still shit in that crystal clear water that can at least you can see it. The dark water, you can't see what the fuck's underneath your feet. I don't know. And that's the water I used to swim in and go tubing in and water skiing in the summers. Yeah, but that's not the ocean. I can't even believe I did that. Huh? That's a lake. That's not an ocean. No, this was the ocean. This was Rocky Neck. This was the ocean in Connecticut. That water was super dark. I can't even believe I went swimming in that. Yeah. Even when we went tubing with your mom on their boat, like that water was dark, and I was slightly afraid. In the middle of the bay. Oh yeah, in the middle. Which there are sharks out there, and you can't tell me they're not. And Dr. Phil will probably tell me there ain't no good sharks out there that'll eat you. Yeah, there's definitely sharks out there. It's creepy to not be able to see what's below you and know there's some deadly animals just like probably swimming around your ass waiting to eat you. Right, it's exactly. It's really freaking creepy. So but when you fall off the tube, part of this episode, it's definitely scary. Again, I'm giving you some gems here, but really it's nothing compared to actually watching it yourself. And this, we only watched a couple episodes. So another part of this episode with the marine biologist is she takes Will down with, I don't know who the other guy was. He must have been a scientist or something. But he was the guy driving the boat. The guy but he was driving the submarine. It was the credentials. Insane. It's this tiny, picture tiny little globe. Hey there. It's tiny little globe looking thing with a tiny platform. I can't even explain maybe how big it was. It looks like a spaceship. It looks like a tiny fucking spaceship. And here we are driving down to the bottom of the ocean. And they're going 3,000 miles
or yeah, 3,000 miles. Sorry, 3,000 feet. Wow. Blind moment. 3,000 feet under the water, okay? And to the point in which they were losing color. So, I think we all understand that, like, the light actually allows us to see different frequencies and different colors. So once they got deeper and deeper, he was wearing a red shirt, and the producers told him to wear a red shirt, and he didn't know why, because once they were deep into the blue, his shirt was no longer red. You couldn't even see red. It was blue.
Yeah, everything turns blue at that certain depth, no matter, like, I think he was wearing a red shirt, and it turned blue, which is really freaking cool.
Not only that, but then when they got even deeper, a lot of these animals started turning red. And then when they got to the very bottom, when they end up turning the lights off on the submarine. Talk about, like, holy fucking shit, okay? I'd be shitting my pants.
Will Smith was shitting his pants.
You could tell he was definitely very uncomfortable.
I would be nervous, though.
I'd be nervous too.
That's freaking
nuts.
crazy.
I can't even imagine going into the depths of the water, turning the lights off, and there's a possibility the submarine breaks or just stops working. Like,
yeah, and there's no, like, safety net, so there's no big cord on the top of it to pull them back up. Like, they just, like, went down there, and they're like,
they just free fall.
We just do this. And he's like, are you sure we're good? And, I mean, I'd be fucking terrified.
I would be terrified.
But it was really cool. So when they shut the lights off, they flickered them back on, and they shut them off again. In the water, it was like a light show. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And it was apparently like whatever was in the water was trying to absorb the light, and it was like producing its own weird light show. It was
almost
really
looked like
weird.
Little, like, translucent, like, little animals. It was nuts. Like, this one.
It looked like an LED light show. Like,
yeah, it looked like an LED light show.
Christmas light special.
A Christmas light special in the
Freaking
ocean.
Weird.
Nuts. And because they have that bioluminescence, which allows them to be seen like that. So just like if you've ever done, and there's probably a lot of people that live in northern states that probably have never done this, because to be honest, it's more like a Florida thing, more a tropical place thing. But where you do the glass bottom boats or the glass bottom kayaks, and then you kayak in the dark and you see all those colors. It's pretty cool. But
that one was cool too. That there was some lady. This was like one of those sub stories that they had, and she was in a kayak, and she got eaten by an alligator.
Yes.
At one point in time, and she still goes out there like a dummy. But it's really cool because wherever they live, I forget where it was, like every time you paddle, the water turns, it's like a light show.
Yeah.
And so it was like intertwined with that episode. But like the fish in the water, you can see swimming through the water, the sharks. It was really freaking cool. And she was on one of those glass boats. And if you ever get a chance to go wherever the hell she was, like I would like to do it. It looked insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like any creature in the water that was moving was glowing. And it didn't even look real, but this is real life, apparently.
No, I would have liked to do that kayaking thing. That's cool. Hey, Jerica. But definitely not in that tiny-ass submarine. Like I said, like, Will Smith and this explorer.
3 people in a small bubble.
Right, and they literally had to, like, step on the center console and step over the other person to get inside of this tiny submarine.
Yeah, they were probably squeezed in like we are at this little table.
Squeeze in. Imagine that. If you're claustrophobic or you have anxiety, like, I don't give a fuck how much National Geographic is paying me, but I ain't going in that small-ass tank.
Yeah, it was
no,
like
thank you.
2 people, like one would be right here, one would be right there, and then the pilot guy was like back here, like kind of like a little bit over them. But it was like, it looked really creepy in the water. Like if I was a fish and I seen that thing, I would think it was a spaceship, and that's probably what they think.
I think, like, eventually one day, okay, this is just my theory, we might be able to figure out what these animals are saying to each other. Because this is insane, the fact that we can even catch their sounds,
Possibly.
like, on sonar radars and stuff.
They're saying something. They're doing something.
They're definitely saying something. They're like,
They communicate, for
alien,
sure.
run!
They definitely communicate.
But one of the things that I forgot about that was so amazing about this show. So again, for those of you that just joined, we're talking about this TV series called Welcome to Earth. National Geographic gave Will Smith
it's
a
on
show.
Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. Definitely watch it because it is life-changing. And I just feel like there's just such crappy TV shows out there right now with just too much politics, too much negative shit. You know, you're looking for something
really
mindless, educational, and really interesting. Watch this show, Welcome to Earth. National Geographic made it with Will Smith on Disney Plus. But
Yeah, we only watched. This is only 2 episodes we're talking about.
We're only talking about 2 episodes here. But
I think there's like 7.
Another thing that was insane. You remember this part, Justin? Because Justin and I watch this late at night, right? So this is like sometimes I forget some of these things, and I'm like, oh yeah, what about that? But remember when they were in the submarine and they turned on the lights and they found this huge ass wall?
Yeah, they found a mountain.
They found a mountain in the water, and they don't even know how far it went because there's no way to measure it.
Yeah, so they didn't reach the bottom of the ocean, obviously, because no one ever really has, but they went far as fuck down, and it was pitch black, and they found that cave, and they were like hovering, or not the cave, the mountain. They were like right up on it. I was like, yo, if you crash into that, you're going to die. And the guy was like right next to the wall. He shuts the lights off. So I would assume they probably been on that trip before, like the pilot guy and the girl.
Probably.
And they just took Will down there because the way that they were like so like just nonchalant, like, oh, we do this all the time. It was insane. Right. The depth of that water is not okay. And the bubble they were in was so damn thick. I mean, I would be terrified in that thing.
Well, I mean, yes, it was thick, but like I said, at the end of the day, they were 3,000 feet deep in the water. Like, so even if these people knew where they were at and like this like submarine failed or it crashed, whatever, like they would die. They would die before they got to
they got down there. First off, the pressure would just kill you.
The pressure would kill you instantly if there was a crack in that at all. So like I said, like National Geographic, I don't give a fuck what you're paying. I would never go down there. It is way too much.
It was hey, I give props to Will Smith for doing it.
I give props to Will Smith for sure, but I'm like, geez, after that whole situation.
Volcano, dude, they were next to like, it looked like it was going to erupt. They were showing the lava. The lava
literally,
was, like,
a rock almost hit his head. I can't even believe that the blind man was doing this.
Yeah,
this
you got to check this show out, guys. It's really
You have to check this show out. But, I told Justin, because everybody knows all that drama with Jada Pinkett Smith and how, like, they had all that stuff going on between them two. I'm like, maybe he's having an existential crisis. Maybe that's why he's like, I need to go on these insane trips where I almost die.
Nat Geo or Disney paid him pretty heavy to do
this shit. But you know what?
And you get to go on these cool-ass adventures, which is pretty cool.
But he's actually a really good narrator. So, like, they even, like, in between when he's talking about these different... Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, of course. But I really like just, like, the ambience of the show so that, like, when he's, like, they're flipping it over to him just talking about his experience and how he was feeling.
And they, like, interview it like The Office. Like, they put him in a little white room.
Right, they put him in a white room. It's black and white, so there's no color. So it just gives a little bit more of an even dramatic effect to this show. And, again, it just really pulls you in. So, I mean... I can't wait to keep watching it. I really can't.
Yeah, it's definitely a great show that we've watched in the pretty present. Like, there's been a lot of shows that we rewatched for no fucking reason because we're bored.
Well, like I said, it's that those mindless shows, right? So, like, there's just so much negativity in the world right now. There's just so much chaos, so much politics where it shouldn't belong. Yeah. So, Justin and I just kept rewatching shows that we loved, like, Modern Family.
Modern Family is funny. It's definitely a lot of people can relate because everyone comes from some sort of family. Right. So that show is, if you've never watched that, it is a good watch. There's like fucking 18
Okay, so if there's
seasons.
anybody that actually knows Justin and I have told a lot of people, like, so... I definitely feel like we are like the main characters. So you are definitely Phil, and I am definitely Claire. Possibly, yeah. So like Phil Dunphy is just like a silly guy, easygoing. He
tries to make jokes. They're not always funny.
Right, his jokes are not always funny.
Pretty much what I do.
And he's just like super chill, and he handles like stressful pressure.
And he's just a big kid. Like he's definitely like a big child.
Which is pretty much you.
Yeah.
So Justin handles like stress like really well, although like on the inside he's pretty much shitting his pants, but at the same time he doesn't really allow people to see that he's shitting his pants, which normally I do. And that's Claire. She's like super uptight, slightly neurotic. She's the strict parent. But at the end of the day in the show, what you can see is that obviously the kids need that balance. They need both of that. They need that silliness, somebody that they can come to that's reasonable, but they also need that structure, that discipline. And so I laugh a lot because I imagine that with these future situations with children, it's going to be Justin and I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely see you doing that. Yeah. So that's fun to watch here and there, but we've already watched it like a million times.
The Office, obviously. These are shows you either love or you hate, though. That's how kind of like these shows go.
And
especially when it comes to the comedy shows.
and then Curb Your Enthusiasm. So there's
that one's really
if
good
you ever
too.
watched Seinfeld, the writer of Seinfeld, Larry, ends up making another show. It's called Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's kind of about him.
It's all about him.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. Well,
It
yeah,
is.
it's pretty much all about him.
It's literally about him.
But there's other characters in the show, and like it's just really funny, sarcastic humor if you're into that. So
He's just like a dick to everyone. I don't know. It's funny, but
he's
it's
a
another
dick, but he's
show
not. Like that
you
episode about the
might not
chiropractor.
like. I don't know. Yeah, but a lot of people, you either love it or hate it. It's like The Office.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Well,
that are
that's
like,
how I
I
feel
hate
about Parks
that
and Rec,
show.
dude. Like, I hate Parks and Rec. I don't think it's funny. And I don't know if it's. I really don't know. I don't know what about the show that I don't like. But then
I
there's
think
a
it's
show.
because everybody thinks you look like Homegirl.
Who?
The fucking main character.
What's her name?
I don't know.
The blonde chick.
The blonde chick.
What is that blonde chick's name?
If you've
from
ever
Parks and
watched
Rec?
the show, people they will say like, "Oh, you kind of look like her," and I think that's part of the reason you
what's
don't.
her name?
Like
Anna? Is it?
I don't know her name.
I don't know her name. Gosh, but anyways, yeah, people have told me that.
It's
when I
like
was
The Office, though.
younger.
It is good, and I've watched a few episodes, but I like The Office better. I mean,
I
Michael Scott
also
is Michael
like
Scott.
though. What was that show that we watched that was really funny? It's not Parks and Rec.
Trailer Park Boys. Is
Trailer
pretty
Park
good.
Boys. That's
It's
a
really dumb.
mindless,
You either
funny
love it.
show.
These are all love it or hate it shows.
Right. Oh,
Um,
Reno 911.
Yeah, Reno
I love that
911.
one.
Another one.
Officer Dangle.
You
Wangle.
might not like.
Wangle Dangle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of good shows. The Chappelle Show, if you've never seen it and you like, racist TV, he makes a lot of racial jokes,
It's like
but
some
he
of
makes
his
fun of
episode,
everyone.
I love it. Some of them I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Chappelle's the man.
And then what's that other comedian that we like?
There's a bunch. We like. I watch the Joe Rogan podcast, and he is a comedian, and that's how he started. And people don't know this, but that's how what he started doing was he was a stand-up comedian, and then he
I
got
actually
on
didn't
Fear
know
Factor.
that. Yeah.
So he was like, and he was on a couple TV shows too, but his main thing was like comedy for a long time.
No, there's that other one. What's his name? Tom.
Oh, Tom Segura.
Tom Segura
He's
is really
funny.
funny. And then the other
Theo
guy.
Vaughn is funny.
The one that kind of does like the soft voice, and he like
what the heck is that guy's name?
he's like got blonde
I know who
hair,
you're
he's
talking about.
overweight.
Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, he's
yes,
funny.
love
He's
me some Jim
definitely
Gaffigan. Super funny.
What the heck was that other guy? That Chinese guy, the James Cho.
Cow.
I can't remember his name.
What the hell is
He's
his
got
name?
a couple of specials on there, and he's really funny though.
Yeah, he's funny too. But we also started watching Vikings, and we really are into like
Vikings
historical.
is dope. If you like Game of Thrones, you probably will like Vikings.
If you like Game of Thrones, you're probably gonna like Vikings.
You
and
do got to
it's
give it
like-
a little time though.
I would say that Vikings is a little bit more dramatic and a lot more action than Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones is a larger plot, and you really have to pay attention to each episode so you don't miss anything. And Vikings is like there's action every episode.
And Vikings is based on true.
Right. That's what I really loved
'Cause it's
about
on
Vikings
History Channel.
was that this shit's real.
And I
This
didn't
really
know.
Happened.
I actually seen something on it. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the dude from Vikings, and it was like
Ragnar.
it was like basically the history of this guy, and I was like, wait a minute, he's real.
So Justin and
I
I
thought
get,
this was fake the whole time.
So Justin and I get like super like into these shows, and then like sometimes we end up like talking like them, or like
Yeah.
thinking
I
thinking
portrayed
that we are
the main
the characters.
character,
And
like
I'm
the
like,
Sopranos. I turned into Tony Soprano for a little bit.
yeah, Tony Soprano. But there's this really badass like shield maiden, which is Ragnar's wife. Again, real shit here. This actually happened on the History Channel.
Yeah.
And her name's Lagertha. So I started
Lags
braiding
a
my hair
beast.
and putting the little like gems in it, like the Vikings, and I was like, Abatha. I am now Abatha, and that's how you're going to refer to me.
Yeah, those are all pretty good shows. Breaking Bad's really good if you've never seen it. Another good watch. Sons of Anarchy up to like the last season
Love
was pretty
Sons of
good.
Anarchy. Was really disappointed when they killed off Jackson. Like super
It got
upset.
very, I don't know. I grew away from that show the more they involved like the baby mama drama. And that's where I was like, this show
When they
sucks.
killed off Jackson's baby mama, like that's when I really got like disinterested. Like
It was good though. And Ozark is coming out soon, and those first 3
Ozark.
seasons were freaking phenomenal. Really good watch as well. What was that? What was that one show on HBO we watched a long time ago? It was really good.
Which one?
They
What
made
was it
like
about?
one season. Remember the guy that had that girl in his apartment? He murdered her and he didn't know, or something like that.
Was it called The Undoing?
No. I don't know. Once I figure it out, I'll let you guys know about it.
Was
it
Nicole
really
Kidman
good.
in it?
No.
No, because
No,
that
remember
one was
it was
good too.
the Indian guy.
Oh, The Night of.
Yeah, the night
The
of.
Night of. If you
that
have-
one's good.
Right. Oh,
That's a good like short series, but it's very good. It was
so
it was insane.
intense, and this is a fictional show, right? But it's called The Night Of, so this is a really good one too. If you're just looking for a short little like pull you in, like cliffhanger show,
It's
The
good.
Night Of, and it's one of those
good.
shows. It's kind of like Shutter Island, where like at the end you're like, did this guy fucking kill this girl? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty
you
wild.
still almost don't know by the end of it. Like, it's really that good.
I kind of want to rewatch it because we haven't watched it in a while. And
I know. I kind of want to rewatch it too because now I kind of want a different perspective. You ever do that where you like rewatch a TV show because you're like, man, I watched it a second time? It's kind of like rereading a book, right? You get a different message, or you read a scripture, you get a different message every time.
Like Game of Thrones, there was a lot of stuff that I missed like the first time watching the whole series, and I watched it again, and I kind of like picked up on other things, and you know what happened, so like you can kind of like see where the scenes are going before they go there.
Yeah.
Once you watch it, you're like, oh, that's why he did this.
Yeah.
Like Littlefinger did a bunch of creepy little shit.
I really would love to watch the new Dexter, but Justin made me stop watching the
Doo-doo.
So Justin has a really bad habit. Let me just tell you right now. Marriage 101, okay? Justin
Dude,
has
Dexter
a really
got
bad
away with
habit.
way too many murders.
No. Let me explain what his bad habit is. So Justin has a bad habit of us starting a really fucking good show and then him making me stop it because he gets bored because there's not enough killing or action in the movie.
Dexter was too much killing, and he got away with way too many murders, and it was way too fake.
Okay, so once it becomes really fake, then Justin's like, I don't like this.
It's garbage.
Another good show that we started to watch that he made me stop watching was Riverdale, which we never finished.
Don't waste your time, people.
No, I heard it's
Do
good.
not waste your fucking time.
But anyways,
it's high school drama bullshit. It gets too fake, and that's where I have to. Even Ozark, I was like, you know what? These motherfucking kids should not. I don't understand how they're involved.
Oh, exactly. So I don't understand how we got to finish that one, but we don't get to finish
still
Dexter.
Good. Dexter is
still good, and now his new show, isn't it about like his son killing or something like that?
Too much.
No, I need
This
to
man
watch
has a suitcase full of little vials where he kills all these people, and he works for the FBI. It's very, very, very
it
far-fetched.
is realistic when you think
It's
about
not.
it, because if you think about it,
No.
the Golden State Killer was a cop. Okay, let's just make this clear.
No,
He killed for years and did not get caught until he was
so
like fucking 70. That's
fake.
insane. That's not fake. I bet you there are psychos out there that definitely work for the government or work for government agencies.
Get this episode taken down here, kid.
I'm just saying, it's a real thing, okay? The Golden State Killer was a cop and did not get caught while he was an active cop.
This is a TV show, and he gets away with everything.
It would make sense that the person who actually works for the agency would be able to get away with it because he's intelligent enough.
Don't fucking waste your time.
You should definitely check it out. Don't listen to him.
Don't
listen to him. But a show that you're definitely going to watch is going to be the new Sex and the City. I cannot fucking wait. I've been waiting forever for this show to come out. I was obsessed with Sex and the City. I can't wait for the new episodes.
I heard it's not that good.
Who told you that?
Brandy told me it's really not that good.
You know, I don't know. I got mixed reviews. Mary said her sister said it's not the greatest, but then I also got Bridget told me it was really fucking good, and I really do value Bridget's opinion. I really do. She likes a lot of the same TV shows and series that we like, so I feel like...
I'm not really a big fan of Sex and the City. I never really watched it. I let her watch it to like go to sleep, but I don't think it's a terrible show. I'm not really interested.
I'm very interested to see where it goes, just because now they are married with kids and stuff, and in the whole plot of
it's going to go one season and then get thrown in the garbage. That's where it's going to go.
Well, where they went wrong, and I think we can all agree about this, if you've ever watched Sex and the City, where they went wrong was killing off the best character on the show, which was Samantha. She made the show very vulgar and very interesting.
She's dead?
Yeah, apparently they killed her off in episode 1. That's probably why Brandy doesn't like it, because she's the best character.
Oh my! All right, guys. Spoiler alert! She just ruined your first episode of the new Sex and the City.
We all know that she's not going to be on the show. They've been talking about remaking the show forever, but
another mistake they made is waiting 25 years to put these women back on.
I agree, and that was another thing. So apparently they're getting ripped apart for the fact that they look really old, and that is true.
They are old, dude. Guess what happens when you get old? You age and you look old. That's what fucking happens. Hollywood can suck it. I'm sick of it.
I just can't with you. So anyways, we're going to be watching that. But I think that's enough for today. I just wanted to kind of introduce the new podcast, what the goals were of this new podcast, what it was going to be about, the audience that we're looking for, kind of explain for those of you who don't watch Operation Hustle, what that's about, our audience on there, who we're looking for to interview. So definitely DM us, message us on Facebook, Abs Fitness LLC.
Here, I'll throw them up on the screen.
Yeah, throw them up on the screen.
Boom, there's the TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram.
Abs Fitness _Brandon, Florida, because
And
we are
then
currently going live on Facebook. You just
the
can't see the other
YouTube.
cameras here. Or, you can go on our website and fill out a contact page. If you are a hustler, or
Yeah.
if you are a small business owner, or if you are an entrepreneur in the area.
Yeah, we're trying to get some interviews together, guys. So
To get seen, or just you're looking to just possibly just meet us in person, we would love to meet you. So if you are an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
small business owner, or just a freaking hustler,
For
then
sure.
message us so that way we can get you on our podcast, Operation
Yep.
Hustle, and interview you. Or if that time doesn't work, maybe we can get you here in the gym, interview you here.
I want to interview Ozem and Jericho.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you're watching this shit.
Ozem, Jerica, we want you on here. And
Yeah.
hey, they are coming into town tomorrow. I also didn't get the chance to tell you that we were hanging out with them. Not tomorrow, Friday. So it's Jerica's birthday. So we're going to meet them out.
This is how marriage
So-
works, people. You just get told, oh, this is, by the way,
Listen, we are
this
so freaking
is
busy.
what
I
we're
barely
doing.
get to communicate things to him all the time.
I
So
see.
even like our employees, I'm like, listen, they'll be like, oh, I told Justin. I'm like, well, you need to tell me too, because the chances are we haven't had the time to communicate it because we're just
Also,
busy.
guys, check out Abs Fitness Online. We do online training.
Right.
I just threw it up in the
Abs
corner.
Fitness online training. So, but anyway, so if you are in the area and you would love to get interviewed, or you love to get seen, you love people to hear about what you do, and you love a chance to just have some free marketing, we would love to interview you. So if you're in the
For
Tampa
sure.
area, DM us, contact us, call us, and we'll set up an interview with you, whether it's here or actually in the Operation Hustle studio.
Yeah, we have
check
two
us-
options. This
Right,
is
two
one.
options.
Is it the greatest? No, but it's fucking cool. And you
It's
better
still-
like it, baby. I don't care.
It's still exposure because, you're still getting
Yeah.
a chance to be seen by our followers. And then obviously we're going to post this elsewhere too. But if you haven't had a chance to check out Operation Hustle, we are on Spotify now. So please go and
Yes.
check us out. We do have some really great episodes on there. Like I said, about different things that maybe pertain to you.
For sure.
Go ahead and check us out here.
Spotify, Facebook,
Spotify,
Instagram,
Operation
YouTube.
Hustle. Facebook, again, we'll just shout that
Yep.
out one more time. Abs Fitness LLC. Instagram is Abs Fitness _Brandon, Florida.
That's already
shout
on
out
the board.
the.
It's on the
Oh,
board.
you put it. I know, but they can't see on Instagram.
Man,
so YouTube
Instagram's
and
gonna watch
TikTok.
this eventually.
YouTube and TikTok, just shout it out. Come on.
YouTube's Abs Fitness Filmhouse. TikTok is Abs Fitness Tampa.
And listen, we are trying to build up that YouTube, so don't judge us because
like, follow, and subscribe, people.
So if you pop on there, just hit that little subscribe button.
Yeah, don't hate, appreciate.
Don't hate, appreciate. Go ahead and support your local business owners here.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys never. We'll probably see you
We're gonna
very
pop on here
soon.
next
A lot.
week. I'm hoping that maybe we can pop on here with some of the trainers, maybe in our ugly Christmas sweaters, because Caitlin suggested we wear them next Thursday. Great idea.
Yeah.
I would love to do a team.
Christmas is next week, and I fucking can't believe it already.
Merry Christmas.
If you're not prepared, well, you're unprepared because you have a week, people.
I'm not prepared. I'm still gathering
Yeah, we know.
Christmas presents. So, I don't know.
All right, well, we will see you because she won't shut the fuck up. So, goodbye.
Bye.